Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Well, Powell has the power to crash the market or pump the market this week. What will he decide to do? Who knows? Who knows, guys? A lot of speculation. We got some super chats to get into right off the bat. Let's bring the thunder, weirdos. Let's bring it. All right. So, Isaac, what's up, buddy? Greetings, my friend. Just sitting on my hands, and I really have developed a lot of patience and knowledge for crypto because of you. Hey, you put in the work, brother. You put in the work, right? I just gave you the fries to cross your eyes, brother. Absolutely. Lick a tongue in the house, by the way. First Pokemon of the day. Absolutely love it. Yo, boy, what's up, my dude? Uh, One dog says to the other dog, "Want to hear a joke?" Sure, says the other dog. What? What? Oh, you made me cough there, brother. You made me cough there, brother. Uh, all right, let's get into the chat here, guys. But first, shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Self Custody Wallet, guys. Get yourselves ones today. You can get the biometric wallet or the card wallet, guys. I have about 5 of these, and I got like 3 card wallets as well. I use them. You should use them. We should all use them, guys. Not your keys, not your coins. Keep your crypto safe. Use our link down below. Get yourself a lights out fantastic deal. Your boy, knock knock, bark 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 bark. That's my dad's joke for the day. What's up? Yeah, anyone who's ever had a dog gets it. If you know, you know. See, I'm not allowed to have a dog anymore. I have 3 cats. I'm not allowed to have a dog because my wife feels that they're too messy. So, but I get it, brother. I get it. I appreciate your dad's joke. Absolutely. All right. So, what is going to happen today, guys? I did a video earlier this morning, and Bitcoin was in the red on the downside, but look at us go. Look at us grow. We're back inside the bull pennant, trying to break back to the upside. $94,569, $93,400 held as support so far, anyway. So far, we'll see how far that gets us, guys. We'll see how far that gets us. Cody, what's up, buddy? I hope we can stay here at the 2018 or 2017 and start going sideways just a bit more so we don't climb the ladder too fast for Zebek. Yes, I actually have Zebek's chart up here as well. Bam! So we corrected. Look how far we corrected, guys. All the way down to 20170. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You see this big wick all the way back up? Let me zoom in on it for you. Look at this wick all the way back up. We dropped all the way down here and then wicked all the way back up. Same thing here. We wicked 2 days in a row. If you don't know what that means, guys, that means that there is so much buying pressure down here that it just pushes the price right back up again, right? People are the general sentiment in the market is that whenever Zebek drops below 20185, it is a great buying opportunity, right? So do not be surprised to see further continuation to the upside. We may very well do something like consolidate. Maybe we build another bull pennant right around here, right? That's possible, and then we lift off from there. That's what Onyx Coin did. Onyx Coin did that. When we had that first leg up, it did this for about 6 days inside of a bull pennant, and then it broke back to the upside again. Another massive run. So wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like that. Little bull pennant form here over the course of a week or so, and then bam, lift off, right? Absolutely, Cody. All is well, brother. We're bringing the thunder today, guys. We're bringing the thunder. We got the shakes that'll make you quake. Jesse and James, what's up, man? What an exciting weekend for Zebek, Rob. What's also exciting, since you've talked on YouTube a while back, I've been getting my notifications. Boom, there you go, man. We are not being shadow banned anymore. So make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel. Absolutely. But that's why, if you want to make sure you're catching our live streams, guys, we are live every single day for the most part every single day. 1 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central, though there will not be an 8 p.m. Central live stream tonight because my son has soccer, his very first soccer game ever, and I'm not going to miss it. But that's at 6, so who knows? I might, if I'm back at like 8:39, maybe I'll start a late live stream, and then we'll do the Patreon live stream after that. So we'll see. Chris, what's up, man? Veracity is looking very good, very nice. Yes, you like it. Veracity, I am a big fan of Veracity and their technology. Wow, Veracity's up 33.5% on the day. Very nice, guys. Yes, I do like Veracity. I've always been a big fan of it. Veracity is ad fraud protection, right? That's what they specialize in. So basically, guys, if I run a company and you run a company and I run ads on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever, right? Other companies, i.e. you, who's a competitor to me, will run bots that will spam my ads, because when you buy an ad, you're paying per view online, right? You're paying for views. So you'll pay like $3,000 for 50,000 views, right? So basically those bots come in and they pretend to be real people, right? So then your ads are being registered as being seen by a real person, but they're not. They're being seen by a bot, right? Which is costing you money running ads, and your ads are being sabotaged by other companies running bots against your ads. Well, what Veracity does is it runs ad fraud protection, which protects your ads against those bots and stuff like that, pretending to be people. That way your ads for whatever you're selling, whether it's automobiles or whatever, are actually sitting in front of the eyes of actual potential customers and not bots, if that makes sense. That's what Veracity does, right? Very, very bullish on Veracity. William, what's up, buddy? We missed you yesterday, I believe, man. I know I saw your comments on the video. This is the first live you've missed in a long time, brother. Joy, happy Monday. Yes, guys, I love Mondays. You guys know me. I love Mondays, man. Happy Monday, Rob and Patreon family. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hit the likes for a great content. Thank you, Rob, for all you do. Hey, no problem, Joy. Thank you so much. J Money, Bulbasaur in the house. We got our second Pokemon of the day. Got to catch them all, baby. Got to catch them all. Zebek to 5 cents. Let's go. Easy. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, fam? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my guy, my dude, my brother from another mother. As always, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Does not cost you a single solitary dime, nickel, penny, not even a single strand of hair, guys. It's absolutely free. Check it out. Click that subscribe button. We'd love to have you. Nick, new to the channel and new member of the Patreon. Glad to be here, Nick. Thank you so much for being a member of our community. And I believe I saw a DM from you over on the Patreon, guys. Be patient with me if you have a DM to me over on the Patreon. I have 34 DMs. I will get to them this afternoon. Do not worry. I will respond to your DMs. No worries, guys. North Talk in the house. Acknowledge. We'd ones, man. We'd ones. Absolutely. No chat GBT. I'm actually looking to buy more Zebek when it's in the red, Rob. I want to reach 10 million. Let me know. Well, today it's red. So if you're going to dollar cost average today, I mean, not financial advice, but if you want a dollar cost average, I just maybe pick away at it just a little bit, right? Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy, because if you see a deeper correction, you want to have more dry powder. So, you know, maybe just nip at it a little bit if that's what you want to do, right? Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Harlow, what's up, buddy? Good morning, Rob. My question is to you. When do you think the dollar will crash? The dollar is currently in crash mode, my friend. If we go look at the DXY, it's come down substantially. Let's pull it up here. It's come down substantially. Look where we are in the M2 money supply right now, guys. This is crazy. Look at this. Oh, baby. We got a lot more upside to go here, man. But look, there's minor corrections along the way. So ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string, right? But let's go have a look at the DXY. So we're inside of our. Let me squish down the M2 money supply here. So we are right down inside of our first golden pocket here, right? But we want to be down inside here for alt season, right? As you can see, I put inside here alt season, right? And the reason for that, guys, is because down here, this is where we were in the peak blow off top. We were in this area for the DXY, right? So we want to get back inside of there. We're close, but it's got more rollover. It's kind of climbing right now. So we'll have to see. It seems like money's going back into the dollar. If we go look at, let's look at gold. Gold is, I mean, it's not really up, but it's not really down, right? What about silver? Let's see where the money's going, guys. Where is the money going? Silver's kind of correcting a little bit, but it's been climbing over the last little while, right? A little bit of a dump. I got to go pick up some maples, man. Let's look at the stock market. Yeah, S&P 500 is climbing as well, guys. Looking juicy, looking good, looking good. So yeah. But who knows, man? I mean, you know, the dollar will continue to roll over as we go here, but could take a little bit more time. I mean, we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Gerald, I like the view from up here. ZBEC has climbed over Ondo in value in my portfolio. Nice. Don't stop, baby. There you go, man. There you go. Eddie, what's up, my guy? Just swapped my turbo for some Jasmine. Needed to scratch that itch. There you go, man. Jasmine's a great pickup right now. Absolutely, man. Ty, what's up, man? Already hit when Lambo. There you go, man. There you go. Volks, what's up, buddy? Afternoon, everyone. Hello, Rob. Your time, I know mainly this crypto. If by chance, could you look at FNGR stock thoughts? I don't look at stocks on the channel, my friend, but I will look at it. Ask me about it maybe tonight in the Patreon live or something, and I'll have a look at it. I mean, you know what? I'll have a look at it briefly here. FNGR. Finger motion. Look at that. Look at that climb. Was there some sort of a catalyst? I mean, looks like there must have been some sort of a catalyst, but I mean, you have, hang on, let me move that out of the way. You've got resistance right here that you just smashed, right? You smashed your resistance there. So this thing could continue up. I mean, you've got potential resistance where it wicked to right now. It was significant here, back here, right? And then your next level would probably be, so resistance at $3.51, more resistance probably at $3.98, potential at $4.33. That's what you'd be looking at for resistance levels. You got your night. Look at this nice double bottom. Look how that played out. Boom, right? So yeah, looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, but it looks like it might reject where it is right now, though, man. You may have a little bit of a cool off. You could see it either build some support in this range, or you could see it come back and retest support here around that $2.32. Bruno, what's up, my guy? Gerald, what is up with XOR? No one said release the hounds. XOR, is it going? Yeah, I've looked at this one before, but honestly, it has total. Oh, that's a TVL. It has crappy tokenomics, I believe. Right? Hang on, because we talked about this on the Patreon last year sometime, like over a year ago. We talked about this project. But I didn't like the tokenomics on it. Look at the supply, man, right? Infinity, and it's like, it's just unbelievable supply, right? So, I mean, all-time high was $981. It's not going back to $981. It's not, right? Honestly, in my honest opinion, it's got a $1.899 million market cap. In my honest opinion, what's happening with this project right now is manipulation, right? Somebody bought a whole bunch of this and then they pumped it, right? And they're probably going to dump on everybody because it's got such a small market cap. This is easily manipulated, right? That's what I think is happening with this project. I think we're seeing some manipulation in its chart. So I'd be careful. I'd be careful. So, I mean, look, it doesn't even have a single centralized exchange listing, right? So hard to buy, hard to sell, right? If a lot of people can't buy it, if it doesn't have a lot of liquidity to draw from on other centralized exchanges, it's going to be hard for you. Could own a whole crap load of this project and your portfolio could go to your holdings could go to $1 million. But if no one has access to buy it because it's not listed anywhere, you're not going to sell it, right? Hard to buy, hard to sell. You have to remember that, guys, right? So yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Good poll, very mixed. I think it's a bear trap. I fell for it this morning. Yeah, I think it's a bear trap as well, man. I think it's a bear trap as well. Man, I love Mondays, guys. I do. I know that's random of me to say, but I love Mondays. Jess, what's going on? Thank you so much for the one-on-one. No problem. Feel a little bit better now. For those who aren't on the Patreon, you are missing out. Absolutely, Jess. No problem. Anytime you need my help, I'm there for you. Mike, what's up, man? What's up, everyone? Smash the like button. Good luck to your Leafs tonight, Rob. Oh, my goodness. A win tonight would be great, though I am not expecting one, to be honest with you. Beebs, my brother from another mother. We got to find homes, buddy. We got to find homes. Anyone tap that number R1 Robotics Intelligence token on Sol? I heard about it. I haven't really looked too much into it, but I will be. But speaking of that, guys, I just announced on the Patreon today, this morning, about 2 hours ago, I am going heavy into one of our gems, guys. If you want to get in early on a small gem, I'm very excited about this project. Get over to the Patreon, get in early on it while it is still down. I'm going heavy into it for the next week or two. I'm going to accumulate a nice big bag of it, guys. This one's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a nice return. Get over to the Patreon if you want to participate. If you want to get in early on these projects, guys. We got in early on Onyx Coin. We got in early on Zbeck. Man, we got in early on so many plays over there to make that extra cash, guys. And then we cash out when everyone else is FOMOing. I'm excited about this one, guys. I'm very excited about it. Over the top. What's up, man? Let's go. Gerald, pretty much my bags are packed. I'm ready. Nice, nice, nice. Let's go, Rob. To the moon. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Is Zbeck going to pump again? I think it might consolidate where it is for a little bit, but maybe a week. Maybe a week. I would like to see it consolidate for 5, 6, 7 days would be nice. Let the RSI cool down a little bit. Get out of the overbought zone a little bit. Alfredo, what's up, man? Hey, Rob and family. Hey, Rob, I've seen 2 YouTubers predict the Zbeck going to $1, and the other one said it's going to $7. What I would ask them is, what kind of moonshine are they drinking, and how can I get some? Mr. T said we have to beat China in the crypto market. Let's go. Absolutely, man. Yeah, did you guys hear that he also taxed movies not made in the States? That, for me, that was kind of ridiculous, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. This may cost the U.S. citizens the ability to watch movies, some movies, right? It's really going to feed into, so he thinks that it's going to help the movie industry. It's actually going to hurt the movie industry, because people are not going to pay 100% more to go see a movie because it, like Lord of the Rings, that was filmed in the Netherlands, right? They're just going to get Android boxes and watch it for free, period, right? So, I mean, I took my son yesterday to go watch Minecraft, right? Just me and him. He's 5. I paid over $50-something for me and him to go to a movie. If Mr. T thinks that people are going to pay over $100 to go see a movie, he's crazy. They're just going to pirate the movies, right? He's just hurting the movie industry more. That's not realistic to me. Most people already pirate movies as it is, right? So I think that that's not a hill he should be trying to die on. But I said we got to find Holmes, brother. We got to find him. He's been gone. Him and man, he's been gone so long I can't even remember his name. Jesus, not Jesus. I love Jesus. Um, yeah. Parallel life. I'm wondering what I did before I found crypto and this channel. Yes. What were you doing with your life? Life began here, my friend. What's up, Rob? What's your take on ICP? What would be a conservative exit? Don't ask me exit price points on YouTube, my friend. I save my exit price points for people over on the Patreon. So ask me. I know you're over there, so ask me over there and I'll help you out. But I am bullish on ICP. Magic Power, what's going on, man? Ceiling Fan, need that Jasmine to 2x soon. Absolutely, man. Lily's in the house. Lily's in the house. LUFC. Let's go. Keep up the good knowledge and info. Big respect, brother. Let's get that money. Hell yeah. Any thoughts on Block V or Alchemy Pay? I like Alchemy Pay. I do not like Block V. I've been through this 100 times, guys. I'll show you again, okay? I know that there's content creators out there shilling it like crazy, guys. Listen, okay? Let me give you my red flags for Block V, all right? It seems on surface like it's a good project, and I could make videos all day talking about the bullish partnerships and stuff like that till I'm blue in the face on this project. However, there are some absolutely horrible red flags, okay? Firstly, all-time high was 7 years ago, which means in the last bull run, this project underperformed. Why did it underperform? I've looked, and I think I found the reason why it underperformed, okay? So that's red flag number one. It underperformed in the previous bull run. You come down here, here's your problem, right? Again, I just talked about this. Hard to buy, hard to sell, right, guys? It barely has any listings. It does not have a single solitary centralized exchange listing. I looked it up. So this project has been around for almost 8 years, okay? Maybe longer. How do you exist for over 8 years and you do not have a single centralized exchange listing? Not one. They used to have one, Bybit, and I looked into it, and Bybit delisted them. That's why they didn't perform well in the last bull run, right? So there's a lot of red flags with this project, in my opinion, okay? And I know that the people who are bullish on it and are shilling it, they're not giving you all of the details on, you got it. When people talk about a project, they should be giving you the bad and the good, not just the good, right? So for me personally, if this had multiple centralized, if it had like BitTrue and KuCoin and MEXC and Gate.io, why are these exchanges not listing this project that's been around for 8 years, right? So the only centralized exchange this project has ever had delisted it. So that's a red flag for me. I'm not fudding the project. It might be a great project. You asked me my opinion on it. There are some big, big red flags in my opinion, right? JM, did you see Kraken support comment on getting ZBEC requests? Hopefully Kraken or Coinbase picks it up. Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure that they both will, man. Another local who wrote ZBEC's obituary. Yeah, there was a lot of people writing ZBEC's obituary 2.5 weeks ago. I was getting blasted on X. People were like, stop shilling a dead coin. It's a rug pull. It's up almost 200% since they said that. So yeah. Galaxy Shooter, hey Rob, are you still doing buy alerts for YouTube members? Yes, I can let you know exactly what I'm buying. Yes. I'll put one out there for you today, my brother. Hey Rob, how are you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling okay. I got some energy. I'm bringing the thunder. I'm blowing 7 different kinds of smoke. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes, brother. Feeling fantastic. We got another super chat from Cody. He says, join the Patreon and have your anxiety put in check. Plus, you get to hang out with the best of the best people. Absolutely, guys. If you are not on the Patreon, you are missing out on one of the best communities in crypto. I'm a finger man. It's been manipulated for years. Been a short squeeze candidate for a long time. Crazy to get movement finally. Nice. So I'm glad to hear that for you, man. Glad to hear that for you. Any thoughts on AI 116? I don't know what that is, but I can look into it for you, Robert. But altcoin requests, they go in the goals tab at the top of the chat. Shane, what's up, buddy? Good bounce on Zebek. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, man. Rocky, Rob, have you ever eaten a chicken wing in a string? Chicken wing on a string. Hey, Rob, can you do something? TA on XCN. Yes, my friend, altcoin requests go in the goals tab at the top of the chat. I will look at any altcoin you want if you go through the altcoin requests process. Unless you are a Patreon member, then you don't have to go through that process. Shane, what's going on, man? Another Monday fun day. Absolutely. What's up, man? Grab those maples, brother. Stack up. Leave some for us. Maybe I'll like Mondays when I'm retired. Hey, absolutely, man. Yeah, I might go for a drive and pick up some maples today. I'll let you guys know over on the Patreon if I do pick some up. How much is Patreon? It's like the cost of a meal. It's like 20. It depends where you are in the world. It's like American. I think it's like $20 or something. Gerald, thanks for. And by the way, Shane, like most channels charge like $100. So the fact that we only charge that much is crazy, right? Plus, like I said, I just announced today one of the gems I am going very, very heavy into, guys. You're going to want to get in early on this project. It's going to do phenomenal, in my opinion. Gerald, thanks for the shout outs. I'll plaster in their Discord. There you go, brother. There you go. I don't know why my message aren't sending. Yes, your message sending. Like I said, the altcoin requests go in the goals tab at the top of the chat. There she is, Gamma Goddess. Blessed Monday, Rob, and Crypto Family. 50 push-ups. Let's get that money. Moonshine. There you go. Yes, moonshine. Hey, Rob, could you please do some tea? That's the third time I've read that. Trump did not tax U.S. movies. They were thinking about it, but said they have no plans to. Oh, because I read his tweet. If I go look at his tweet, he said that they were taxing movies that were they're taxing movies that were not filmed in the U.S. from what I understand. Let me see if I can find his tweet. I was reading it last night. Maybe it's over on Truth Social, I guess. I don't know. Well, I hope he decided not to be honest with you, because that would have been pretty ridiculous. So, who knows? Yes, Boomer. Where's Boomer effing Sooner? Absolutely, man. Holmes is okay. Where is he at? You are in Canada. Movies are about 1/4 what you pay here in the U.S. Really? Well, another reason I got to move to the States, man. Never leaving. Love you, Jesus. Yo, Blah, what's going on? Carlos, Rob, what's up, brother? Can you do a look at Swift chart? Of course I can for you, brother. Of course I can for you. All right. Yeah, we've rejected off of this level twice now, guys. So we are looking to try to have a breakthrough. I usually say we need 3 touches of a trend line to break through. We've only had 2, so I would expect another touch of this before we break out, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at on Swift Coin. But hopefully, the problem is if we come up like this, we could be forming a head and shoulders pattern. But yeah, I mean, if we go or a double top, I mean, this could play out as a double top as well. But if we go down to the lower time frames, we look at the 8-hour, right? It was putting in higher highs or higher lows, I mean, right? It's putting in higher lows, so that's good. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, looks like we need another touch on this trend line before we're going to see any results. So, man, Shane, is the Patreon through Telegram? The link for the Patreon is in the chat right now, my friend. It's in the chat, it's in the pinned comments, and it's in the description of the video. Paul, nice to see you again, my friend. Good to see you. Chris, whenever we talk about Jesus and crypto, I get fired up. Thanks, Rob. Me too, brother. Love Jesus, man. I had to miss 3 weeks at church because I was sick, but it was good to be back yesterday. Pastor actually found a book and gave it to me. He said he was thinking of me when he saw it, so I got to read it. Thanks for your thoughts. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. All right, I got to get to some of the news here, guys. So I'm going to skip ahead in the chat a little bit. So don't get upset if I skip to, but I got to start getting to some of the news. First, what do we have here? We got a new listing for Jasmy. Boom. On Whitebit. Welcome a new trading pair, Jasmy USDC. More liquidity for Jasmy, guys. I love seeing that. Absolutely bullish. Well, it's all right. So expect turbulent times ahead unless we see an unwinding of these tariffs soon. Check it out, guys.
The markets this morning, we've been watching, and the futures are under a little bit of pressure this morning. You can see those Dow futures off by about 42 points, I think, if I can read that far. The Dow futures down by close to 240 points. And joining us right now is Jeremy Siegel. He's Professor Emeritus of Finance at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. He's also the chief economist at Wisdom Tree. And Jeremy, let's think about what we've learned over the weekend. There was a big interview with Kristen Welker of President Trump, hearing a little bit about how maybe he's once again reiterating that he's not going to try and seek Jay Powell's removal from the Fed before his term's up, and talking about how you could see lower tariffs on China at some point in the not too distant future. You had Warren Buffett talking about if you thought April was anything all that much of a concern, well, you probably don't have the right constitution for being in the investment business if you worry about a 15% drop. And now, by the way, both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are above where, or at least on Friday, closed above where they were before the president's announcement in early April of all of these additional tariffs that would be brought on. How are you feeling about the markets today?
Well, Becky, first let me say a few words about Warren Buffett. The last 10 years, Berkshire Hathaway's return has been almost 2% above the S&P 500, and for a value-oriented investor to be above the S&P 500 over the last 10 years, which have been one of, if not the most difficult decade for value investors in the 100 years, is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, I don't think any value investor can touch him. I remember you reported many times. He said, "If I can match the S&P 500, once he reached a certain size, I think I'm doing pretty well." And not only did he match it, but he surpassed it, and that's extraordinary. I think we should also, listen to what he said about tariffs, and when we teach a theory of comparative advantage. You do what you do best. You trade with the rest of the world. It's somewhat interesting. I know you know, Becky, but Warren went to Wharton but dropped out after 2 years. But he seemed to learn and he went back to Omaha and finished his education at University of Nebraska. But I think he learned about what the theory of trade and how it can actually enhance the welfare. And I think those principles are important. Donald Trump went 4 years to Wharton, didn't seem to learn that principle. I wish he did. So, I wish. I am worried. I was hoping trade deals would be announced by now. They're not. I don't think the impact has hit us yet. I mean, no one has yet got that higher prices, or hey, that good is not available anymore. So even though there has been a lot of worry, until we actually see it come, I think that will have a more severe economic effect in the future. I'm not as optimistic as Tom. I love Tom Lee. I think he's one of the greatest strategists. But I think unless we see an unwinding of these trade tariffs much faster, I still see some turbulent times ahead. On the Fed, listen.
Well, Professor, can I just jump in on that point, because I do think that's an interesting one. We have not seen the trade deals yet. There have been reports that we could see the framework for several of these trade deals very soon. But I will tell you, just in reporting this weekend and talking to a lot of the managers of Berkshire businesses that were here, probably 20 or 25 of those managers, you start to compile an interesting perspective of what these tariffs mean for the businesses directly. And it's not something that Buffett's necessarily talking about on stage with some of these issues. But I'll tell you, I spoke with the CEO of Oriental Trading, and that's a business where they're not getting new stuff that's shipped in. The CEO will warn you that you might not see Halloween this year, because you're not going to be able to get the costumes or any of the goods that would be coming if this isn't worked out in the next couple of weeks. They're frozen shipments. They don't have anything that's coming in at that point, and it's going to be nearly impossible to switch that over. They're going to have to rely on stuff they have left over from last year, anything else that they can bring in on these issues. They're not going to be able to do it in time. You're talking about back to school, if you talk to other retailers on some of these issues, and then you're talking about Halloween. And if these decisions aren't made quickly and some clarity brought in a matter of weeks here, you will feel the impact for consumers, particularly around some of those big holiday type seasons, big event seasons. And that could paint a different picture. We haven't really felt any of that pain yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely true. On the ground, you talk to, the small owners of businessmen, businesswomen, that smaller companies, they're already very, very worried about shipments of the goods coming in. I mean, you read, for instance, comments from on the Beige Book from the Dallas Fed. Dallas, Texas is a pretty, pro-Trump, pro-Republican area. A lot of concern on the ground that this gets resolved relatively quickly. And, and Powell's not going to do anything. I mean, he's going to basically give a pretty, we're happy we are, we're flexible. I did make the case a couple of weeks ago, and I still think, given the threat, given that inflation, look at oil down below 60. There's some reports that oil at 57, 58, it's not profitable for over 90% of the wells now to produce at that price. But oil down so much, I think there is a case for lowering. He's not going to lower it. And then what I worry about is then I think the attacks on Powell are going to escalate a lot.
He's right.
Whether this is all tariff induced, but to keep the rates at 4.33%, when inflation is running well below that, when the 10-year is below that, slight inversion of the curve, there's a case to go down, and and Trump, I think, is going to step up escalation. So I see a lot of turmoil ahead. I'm very optimistic for 2026. I'm very optimistic for the long run. I'm right with Warren Buffett. He's optimistic for the long run, and I am too. But I think we've got a lot to get through.
He's absolutely right, guys. The pressure is going to continue to mount on Jerome Powell. So as we go along here, is Powell, I mean, I'm not holding my breath that Powell's going to cut rates this month, but is he actually going to postpone and not cut rates in June? Well, we've been expecting a rate cut in June since January, February of this year. So if he reneges on that, it might not be so good. Ramona, what's up? Hit the like button. She says only 143 watching, only 73 likes. Hit the like button. Absolutely, Ramona. Thank you so much. And Shane, I saw your question there about the Patreon. No, what you want to do, I'm putting the link in the chat literally right now. To get all of the perks of the Patreon, we do live streams over there every single day as well, and booking one-on-one coaching calls. You want to get all of the perks of the Patreon, get over there. The link is in the chat. That's where you're going to find it, right? So definitely check that out. So what do we have here, guys? Someone just dropped $120 million short position on Bitcoin. Let's liquidate this short. Wow, that is brave, guys. Someone thinks we're going down on Bitcoin. They just put in $120 million short position. We'll see what happens, guys. Very scary. I don't know if I would be that bold. I don't know if I would be that bold. $120 million, man. That's the shakes that'll make you quake, all right. I'll tell you what. Bitcoin hovers near $94,000 as the market awaits a breakout or breakdown. Is a rebound ahead? The cryptocurrency Bitcoin demonstrated a minor price reduction, but now indicates initial signs for returning to its previous levels. Market analysts observe Bitcoin's price movements because it is working to stabilize at 94K. Technical market signal indicates that Bitcoin is approaching a major shift while trading in volatile markets. On May 5th, which is today, the trading value of Bitcoin is approximately 94,000. Right now, it's $94,778. The current support stands at 93,800, while the resistance level at 95,700. Available statistics now important technical indicators that help traders develop predictions for Bitcoin's movements. The Bitcoin price chart shows that it escaped from descending resistance after March began. The cryptocurrency price passed the $90,000 milestone for the first time, which demonstrated increased investor demands. Bitcoin has taken back the important $96,000 level, which is the 618 Fibonacci retracement level from November of 2024 to January of 2025. Price rally according to analysts, but have not yet achieved definitive price closure above this mark. If the present upwards trend continues, then the next target to be locked is $102,000 to and $109,000, which correspond with the 786 and the 1.0 Fibonacci retracement levels. The lack of sustaining today's market values may trigger another evaluation between 88 and 82K. Market sentiment remains cautiously optimistic. Since reaching new highs in late 2024, Bitcoin has failed to demonstrate clear trend direction, but the current continued trading over $94,000 might indicate that it is developing a base. The confirmation of this setup would create a potential base that might lead to an additional upward movement over subsequent weeks. If Bitcoin falls below 93,800, it could lead to a return of prices to recent lows near 74,600, which would represent a price correction from current market levels. Historical data shows this provides strong support since it acted as a previous cycle rebound. The Bitcoin price trends indicate investors seek marketplace direction. The price movement exists between established support zones and resistance levels, while traders wait for possible market rupture. The upcoming period will be essential. So this week's going to be important, guys, for Jerome Powell. Whatever he says is probably going to dictate which direction this market goes in. So are we going to love Powell this week, or are we going to put a plague on him and his family? Welcome to the family, Corey Martin. You won't regret joining the Patreon. Absolutely, man. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome to the family. We got the shakes that'll make you quake, my guy, my dude, my brother from another mother. Let's get into another article here. Then we got another video to get through. All right, so Wood predicts market surprises as interest rate fears fade. Kathy Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, believes that the global macro environment is shifting in recent updates on her YouTube channel. She highlighted that the pressures from interest rates fears a narrow market structure and expensive valuation are diminishing. expensive. Anyway, paving the way for positive surprises. According to Wood, even though market expectations seem bleak, the potential for productivity-driven recovery is increasingly gaining strength. This development could ignite risk appetite in both transitional assets and cryptocurrency markets. Wood argues that as investors stop fearing interest rate hikes, the market will breathe easier, suggesting the resolution of the narrow market structure. The reliance on the S&P 500 on only a few tech giants has long been a hindrance to the broad-based rally. However, the declining risk premiums and the moderation of the bond yield curve are laying the groundwork for a more widespread upswing. Essentially, while recession forecasts dominate headlines, another story is unfolding behind the scenes. While many economists persistently expect a slowdown, Wood believes that productivity gains can drown out the noise. Companies investing in artificial intelligence and automation may see unexpected surges in profitability while reducing costs. In such a scenario, investors opted to stay in cash, risk falling behind. Another focus for Wood is the long-term balance between Bitcoin and gold. Gold's recent parabolic rise temporarily weakened the Bitcoin-gold ratio, yet Wood remains optimistic, stating the trend hasn't broken. Bitcoin still maintains its edge. Historically, the ratio has tested new peaks after each correction. Currently, Bitcoin's trending around $94,800 now. As global liquidity eases, demand for cryptocurrencies is expected to increase. Gold continues to draw strength from geopolitical uncertainties. The competition between these two stores of value, is reshaping portfolio allocations as investors ponder which is a safe haven and which is the growth engine. Absolutely. Lily, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. A plague, yes. Roberto, I think I'm going to buy a house like the one you used for your background. There you go. Zebek recovered crazy fast. Yes, it absolutely has. It dropped, and it is holy smokes, man. I'm on the 8 hour. Yeah, it's green now, guys. Look at this. I'm going to pull up the Zebek chart. Looks like we were discussing last night on the Patreon live stream, guys, that where we think Zebek's going. You're missing out if you're not over there, guys. You're missing out on a lot of good alpha. Look how much we've wicked all the way back up. Zebek is officially back in the green on the day, guys. It looks like it wants to make another run as Bitcoin continues to climb as well. Almost back at $95,000. Looks like we may see a very bullish Monday, guys. I dig it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right, let's get into another video. We got one more to go here. House Majority Whip Rep Emmer, it's imperative that we extend the Mr. T tax cuts. Let's go.
Republicans are continuing to work on a reconciliation bill with hopes of having it passed by July 4th. Joining us now with the latest, House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Does that sound feasible to you, Congressman?
Oh, yeah. We're going to do it earlier in the House, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning. What's it include right now? What can you tell us since last time you were on? And then I want to talk about a very interesting piece regarding Medicaid and sort of the quandary facing Republicans at this point. Pretty interesting. Just some tough love from the editorial board about that this is the moment for Republicans to actually face down what has become, really kind of an embarrassment on who Medicaid favors. It favors able-bodied men over pregnant women and disabled people, and yet Republicans are afraid to take it on directly. You're going to get hammered either way by the Democrats. Why not try and fix it at this point and save $880 billion?
Well, unlike you, Joe, the reporting on this stuff is not exactly right down the middle. But first, where we're at with the bill, we've got 11 committees of jurisdiction that are writing a piece of this bill. I don't think any reconciliation process before this one has ever had as many committees involved in the process. We got 7 of those committees done last week. We've got 4 to go. We don't have hearings scheduled yet this week because people are working out the details. And as soon as that's done, the goal that our speaker has is to put this on the floor by the week of May 19th. So the goal is to get it out of the House before Memorial Day, and we're still on track to do that.
That's what makes it big, and that's what makes it beautiful, I guess the president would say. We'll talk about Medicaid in a second. What's it going to, how are you going to pay for any of the new tax proposals from the president if you extend all of the 2017 tax cuts?
Well, remember, extending them, we've got differences of opinion in both the House and the Senate as to how you do that as well. On the House side, they have included pay-fors for even extending the tax cuts that have been in place for 7 years, since 2017. Anything additional, they'll have to find offsets for that, and I leave that to our chair, Jason Smith, and his committee. They'll let us know what that is. You'd be okay with raising a millionaire on millionaires, raising the top rate back to 40%? You know, that's a cute campaign slogan, but the fact of the matter is that 2 or 3% isn't going to make the difference. Our government already has enough revenue, Joe. The issue is we've got a spending problem. We've got to address it. I think extending the tax cuts that have been in place for the last 7 years is imperative. If we don't get it done, Joe, the average American is going to experience $1,600 in increase in their taxes, the average American. And 40 million American families are going to lose half of their child care tax credit, or their child tax credit. So it's imperative that this gets done so that we don't have a $4.5 to $5 trillion tax increase on all Americans. Then if you're going to extend those and do the no tax on tips and all these other sort of new ideas from the president, you say you're going to have some pay for it. I don't know where you go if you don't go at least look at Medicaid, because the savings you just can't get anywhere else. And you've got something sort of on a platter here. Right now, the feds pick up 50 to 77% of the tab for pregnant women or for disabled people. Yet, the feds pay 90% for prime age adults eligible to work and everything else because of Obamacare. And it's that way now. And a lot of states sort of entered that Faustian bargain, to pass it. And now they're addicted to it. But that'd be a natural place to start. Is that a possibility? Actually, the natural place to start is exactly where Donald Trump wants us to start, which is getting the waste, fraud, and abuse out of the program, Joe. According to the GAO, there's about $50 billion in waste, fraud, and abuse in the Medicaid program on an annual basis. That's $500 billion over the 10-year budget cycle. Then you start taking out illegals. There's no reason that illegal aliens should be receiving Medicaid benefits. The stuff you're talking about is under the Biden expansion. There's definitely discussion amongst our members about how you might approach that, but the president has made it very clear that we're not going to cut Medicaid benefits for those that it's intended for. You're going to be whipping, and I wasn't, we call some people Mr. Chairman, Mr. Leader, Mr. Speaker. I can't call you Mr. Whip. I just don't, I don't think that. So Congressman, does that work for you? Congressman, or what's the proper thing I should be calling you? It's some of the nicest things they call me, Joe. Yeah, compared to the other stuff you get called. So are you going to be able to, how's the Freedom Caucus? How are the people that, watching the president's poll numbers, how are people in districts where President Trump barely carried? How do you get all those cats wrangled together for the big, beautiful bill? That's a tough job. I wouldn't even accept that job if I were. It's too hard. Well, keep in mind, Joe, I mean, you're focusing on my side of the aisle, which I expect because we're the ones that are governing. But there are 13 Democrats that are sitting in seats across this country that Donald Trump won in November. There's another 21 or 22 that won by less than 5 points. So really, the American people voted for this reform, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to perform with this reconciliation bill. We're going to get it done, and it's really going to set this country off on that golden age that Donald Trump campaigned on and has promised.
Yeah, but say what you will about the Democrats, they are, when push comes to shove, they don't break ranks like Republicans do. You won't get a single one of those 13. Will you?
That's their choice. That's their choice. Look, our colleagues on the other side of the aisle right now, they don't have a leader. They don't have a message. They don't know what they stand for. They actually should listen to the American people and join us in trying to put our government back in a position to work for the people instead of rule over them and spend money willy-nilly everywhere. Let's focus on the priorities that the American public expects us to focus on. And I think our colleagues on the other side of the aisle soon will start to recognize that's who they need to listen to rather than their leadership.
Oh, my God. Okay. I hear you. I don't know. I always refer to that caucus as the Borg collective. They vote. They should only take one vote. It should be yay or nay, just all of them, because there's never any. No one breaks off of that faction. All right.
The Borg. Nice. What do we have here? Okay. Lily, can you do TA on ice? Yeah, I can look at ice for you. I can look at ice for you. Absolutely. I think I looked at this the other day for somebody too, didn't I? Well, I mean, trying to go back in history here to see the relevance of this level. I mean, you got yourself a bit of a resistance right here, obviously, right? So you've had significance on this level through the history of the chart since February. Support, and then it was support a tiny bit and then fell through. Then it was resistance here. You had a little bit of resistance here. A lot of resistance in this area. Broke through here and then fell back down below, and you're sitting at it once again. So this is a pretty extensive, significant level for ice here. So yeah, I don't know if you're going to break through it. It's going to take a bullish momentum across the market, I think, in Bitcoin to kind of break through. But once you do, I mean, there's not a whole ton of resistance above. You might have a little bit right here around 2095, but outside of that, in the history of the chart, there's not a lot of resistance. But in terms of support, you could come down here to about 20511 off of this rejection. You had a significant level here as well, so that's where I'd kind of be watching if I was you. Might be a good time to scoop some up in DCA if you do come down here to 205151. I would probably personally dollar cost average. So yeah, but all right, guys, I got some one-on-one coaching calls I got to do over on the Patreon. If you want to get your one-on-one coaching calls booked in, guys, get over to the Patreon. Also, guys, listen again. I got a gem over there right now, a small cap gem I announced today on the Patreon. I'm going heavy into this one over the next 2 weeks or so. I'm going to accumulate a nice, big, juicy bag of it. If you want to get in early on these projects, guys, you got to get over to the Patreon, right? We did this with XCN. We did it with Zbic. We did it with so many other great projects. So come on over. The link is down below, guys. Get in early on these plays. I'm excited about this one. I'll see you guys over there. I got to go take care of some one-on-one coaching calls. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.